Hello, welcome Slashers, and I'm Crypt here, and welcome back to my channel. Now today, I will be reviewing Child's Play 3, and this is where a lot of people say that the series has dipped a bit. And I really can't blame them. Now, I might get into this review and kind of explain a few things to you guys about this film. Now, let me give you some insight on how this movie was exactly made. Now, fun fact, this movie was released not even a year after Child's Play 2. This movie was rushed. And that's not good because there are some mistakes with this film. I mean, even, at times I actually spotted a few, filming errors. I'm not going to get into them, but there are some filming errors in this, and if you watch and pay close attention, you could probably catch on to what those are. They're not very hard to miss because they're just. This movie was so rushed that no movie should be like that. There should not be any filming errors in any films like that. That's not good, and that's why a lot of people don't like this movie, is because of how bad those filming errors are. And there's some other things wrong with this, and I'm gonna get into it. Let me first talk about the acting and the script. Now, the acting is kind of corny, actually. Some of the stuff that is said in this film is kind of corny, and it's not very good. Of course, this film gave us the "Don't fuck with the Chuck" line. I love that line, I will not lie, but there's some other things that a lot of people don't care for with this. The acting is a little corny, it's not the best at times, and I used to love this movie because actually, I like the setting. I think it's a really unique, choice to have it set in, a military, area, in a military school. I thought that was really cool, how they did that, because, I don't know, I just thought it was a really unique choice, and I did really like that, and I liked how, this isn't really a spoiler, but I will say it anyway. It's, there's a part where they end up at an amusement park, and I always thought that sequence was awesome, and that was my favorite sequence out of the whole movie, and I do really like that sequence. I will not lie to you guys, I like it. I think it's a really cool sequence. But it isn't enough to say that this movie has some problems. I always like to talk about music with these movies, and Child's Play 1 and 2, they have amazing music. They have an amazing soundtrack. This one has a military-based soundtrack. It sounds it sounds very it sounds a lot like in a military soundtrack, and I like that. It's a good touch to the film. Now let's get into the kills. Now, the kills are actually not that bad in this movie. I think the kills are pretty cool, and, including even Chucky's death. Now, I'm not going to get into what his death is, because like I said, I'm trying to make these movies to kind of, make people, decide on whether or not they want to see it. Now, let me just know off one thing that a lot of people don't really like about this movie, and it's the fact that there's another kid playing Andy, because it's supposed to be a teenage Andy, and some people don't like that. Some people don't like that at all, that they decided to go with the choice of replacing the original kid who played Andy because he wasn't old enough, and decided to just cast a teenage Andy. And I mean, he actually he isn't the worst. I will admit that. I don't think he's worst. Yeah, the acting's kind of corny, but the guy isn't an awful actor. 'Cause I have seen worse. I will say that much. The acting isn't great, but I've seen a lot worse in movies. Let me tell you that. Now, overall, this is an example of how not to make a sequel. Don't rush it, because this movie was rushed, that, it just wasn't that good. It just fell short, and I'm telling you guys, it's not great. I'm not impressed. I used to like this movie, but I'm reviewing it for what it is, and that is rushed. And so with that being said, I'm just going to give it a 7 out of 10. Now, it isn't the worst movie. I will say that much. It isn't the worst out of the franchise. And you guys already have an idea where I'm going with this, but it deserves a 7 because it just felt a little short. I didn't like it. I don't like what... I just didn't like how it was rushed, and that ultimately caused the sequel to fall very short of the first two. But if you guys enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe, join the Sanders Pods family, become a slasher, and share. Sharing really helps my channel, especially in this video. I will be reviewing Bride of Chucky 2, so keep an eye out for that. But you know what? I'm out of here. I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you for watching. Peace.
Don't fuck with the Chuck!